Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Silver Lining. I'm your host, Juliet by Miss South Florida Fair 2020, coming to you from a new location. For those of you who have watched me, it's the first time I've done this in my own room because I have a very special guest and a rainstorm outside. Please welcome Miss New Jersey 2019, Jade Glab.
Glab.
Jade Glab.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you all, meet you all. Glad you can tune in.
So I've only known this girl for like 3 minutes, but she has the best personality ever, so I'm excited. Just very enthusiastic. So my first question for you, Jade, is when and how you first got involved with the Miss America organization, and what do you believe those first years taught you that led you to your Miss New Jersey win?
Sure. So I started actually in so the Miss America organization. There is a little sister organization called Miss America's Outstanding Teen. And while I never won a state title, it took me 8 tries to win a local title. So that took a lot of perseverance on my part. And I would wholeheartedly say that is what shaped me into the person who I am today. I started at 14, and on my 16th birthday, I won my first local title, first and last in the teen program. Went to states one year, didn't place, didn't win, but it was okay because it was such a great experience, and I had the opportunity to learn so much from the program, especially fine-tuning my speaking skills. I took a little bit of a break because there was something with the age clause or something that I couldn't compete because I was a 16-year-old senior in high school. So that actually prohibited me from competing for 1 year. I was out, but throughout that year, I just took the time to kind of figure out who I was, who I wanted to be, and what I wanted to portray on the state and national stages. And so the next year I came back, made the top 10 at Miss New Jersey, and I decided, one more year, just one more year. I wasn't going to come back, but then I decided we're going to try it again. And what do you know? I get crowned the second year. And to answer your second question, what I would say really helped with those first years and what I learned so much is that really I learned to fine-tune my speaking skills. I learned to communicate with people, and I think that communication is just something that's so vital, and especially today with the coronavirus. Me personally, I've struggled with keeping in touch with people and communicating with people, but I will wholeheartedly say that because of the Miss America organization, I've learned how to maintain relationships and really just was able to fine-tune those skills. So first years, they really helped a lot.
You definitely have fine-tuned your speaking skills. You are so eloquent, and 8 tries. That is some determination right there.
But on the 8th try, and then it was the best birthday present ever. I didn't get a sweet 16, but I got a real crown. So.
Yay! And on your second try at the Miss competition, you won. So wow. I mean, that's like a full circle moment.
It definitely was. But what was even more full circle was when I got to Miss America. And my onstage question, I forgot what the question was about per se, but I had talked about, I think it was about a time of never giving up. I really should know this. I won prelim onstage question.
Yes.
But I think the question was about how do you persevere and get through tough situations. And my answer to that was I had this experience when I was a teen. You literally just keep pushing through. I consider myself to be a bull in a china shop sometimes, but that really helped me to get through that. I really just had to keep pushing, no matter how hard the days got, no matter how hard it was to constantly hear first runner up, second runner up, first runner up. Just keep pushing through, and that will get you anywhere.
So that is an excellent lesson right off the bat. Keep pushing through, and that will get you anywhere. Absolutely. And I think everyone needs to be reminded of that. It's very discouraging not to win a pageant, especially a couple times in a row. But look at you now, a state title holder and winning awards at Miss America. My second question for you is how many titles, well, I already know you served 18 titles and then 2 Miss titles. So how do you think that those years of service impacted you and changed you and prepared you for your biggest year of service yet as Miss New Jersey?
Wait, 18? No, I only had 1 teen title. I tried 8 times and then 1.
I'm sorry.
Teen titles, oh my goodness. There's not even enough teenage years. I think 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There's 7.
Yeah, you would have been one old teen. So 1 teen title, excuse me.
I would have been a very old teen. I would have been a super teen. And throughout those years, I really took the time to fine-tune my talent, as talent is such a huge part of the score. I joined the New Jersey Music Educators Association All-State Chorus. I was a part of that for 3 years, and by the end of my 3rd year, I was actually invited to join All Eastern, which they select approximately 10 sopranos for their women's choir, and I was second chair. I feel like I was so young back then. It was such a long time ago, back in 2017.
I know, that feels so
When I
weird.
graduated high school.
You're so young. You're so young. I graduated in 2019, so you're literally only 2 years older than me.
Oh, you graduated high school in 2019?
Hmm.
Cool, cool. That's great.
So my next question for you is, you are currently a student at the McDonough School of Business studying finance at Georgetown University. That is very fancy. What made you choose this career path, and what do you hope to do with what you've learned in the future?
I love my campus. It's such a great place, and why I chose it in particular was the fact that there is such an emphasis on helping others. One of our biggest mottos is cura personalis, care for the whole person, and men and women for others. So we're actually really so involved with serving others and wanting to help people, and that's something that I'm extremely passionate about and why I'm on the campus that I chose. And so I'm actually, I'm going to be double majoring in either finance or operations and information management, which is like a data analytics major, but it's just a fancy name. And I'm also going to pair that with management. So I have a little bit of qualitative, a little bit of quantitative. And what I hope to do with this degree is go on to pursue a career in either the financial services. So if I go into that, maybe private wealth management, working with very wealthy clients to help them preserve their wealth and strategically align themselves to fit their financial goals. Or I want to go into management consulting, which would allow me to take different businesses and take a bunch of different projects, huge businesses, help their management and their C-suite kind of manage the business and just give them advice on it, help them analyze their data, break a big problem into little pieces that are manageable. So I mean, I just have a really fast-paced brain. I like to constantly be thinking and be challenged intellectually, and that's why I want to go into these career paths.
You're so intelligent. You're so ambitious. It's so exciting to see someone so young with this kind of career path, and you're already applying to jobs. You're taking advantage, as you said earlier, of this time where, we're stationary at home, but you're still making moves in your career. So you are the perfect example of that. You can get started when you're young, and you can get started even amidst a pandemic. So.
And another great thing about the industries that I'm going into is that I kind of feel like I'm trailblazing in a way, because these industries, even my business school is a ratio of 70-30 men to women. So I'm in the 30% of women who are in the business school, and that number is even less for a quantitative major like finance or operations and information management. And then when you actually get into the industry, there are so few women that they actually have women's programs. More specifically, I had applied to JP Morgan's Winning Women program. There are a couple of other women's programs coming up that I'm so excited to join. And I think they have these just to really support more women in these fields. And I think that's so important. And I feel as though I'm a role model for people who are going into these fields.
Absolutely. And what a better candidate to be a part of these, female empowerment programs in business than a Miss America title holder, where that's what we're all about, is ambitious career woman with scholastic achievements. So you are truly a power female, an icon, and we love it. So your talent is vocal performance, and I'm wondering when and how you got started in singing, and also congratulations on your preliminary award at Miss New Jersey for your talent.
They actually didn't announce it at Miss America. I'm not sure why they didn't do this, but I actually won non-finalist talent at Miss America as well.
Yay!
They just kind of gave those awards up. But thank you so much for that. And yes, I was an opera singer all throughout my time competing. Even as a teen, I sang very simple songs. My very first piece that I sang was Where'er You Walk, and it was an English aria. I forgot who it was by, but we're gonna just forget about that part. But throughout my time in high school, I went to the real life version of Hollywood Arts. You remember Victorious, that show?
That was my childhood, yes.
That was such a great show. So I essentially went to the East Coast Hollywood Arts. And I had the opportunity to be a vocal major in high school. I learned to sing in 4 different languages in the bel canto technique, which means training a voice from high to low. So I would learn my soprano range, then my mezzo, then my alto, and then put it all together, and it's a full, complete voice. But I learned English my first year, Italian my second year, German my third year, and French my fourth year. And then there was a senior show where we were able to present all the pieces that we had learned throughout our time. And in addition to this, crafting my talent really did happen during All-State Chorus, during the New Jersey Music Educators Association. festival every year. And that was such a great experience being able to be a part of an ensemble. But I also like performing solo as well, as demonstrated on the Miss America stage. So when I got to Miss America, my state piece was O mio Babino Caro by Giacomo Puccini. And that was an Italian piece. I really loved it. I essentially was a bratty teenager. That was my character. And I was saying, come on, marry me, boyfriend. And the dad was like, no, we don't want you to get married. So sometimes I think opera is very dramatic. It's a very dramatic kind of talent because you're acting out all of these things and you're really trying to get people to understand what you're saying. So when I reference the ring in the song, L'Anello is the ring, I have to go L'Anello, like really just push it out there and show everyone this is what I'm talking about. But for nationals, I sang Un bel di vedremo, and I was playing the character. Yeah, Madame Butterfly. I had the opportunity to see it at the Met a couple months before Miss America. It was so fantastic. Highly recommend the Met for anyone who is in the New York City area and is interested in opera in the slightest. But I played the character Butterfly, and I was essentially just longing for my love to come off the boat, and I wanted to see him so badly, and that was just essentially me singing and longing for him for 90 seconds. And it was great. I loved it.
I love how passionate you are about the stories. I think that's what opera is just straight passion. Opera is my talent as well.
It's telling a story. It's not just the vocalization, because at that point you would just kind of be like this, oh mio bambino caro, but like you're really trying to act it out. Every single thing that you're doing, you need to convey that message to the audience, and I think that's the best part about singing opera.
100%.
It's like playing charades.
Exactly. I performed opera for my first teen talent, and I remember standing there, standing still, and I don't think it resonated the way I wanted it to because it sounded very pretty, but it wasn't like really impactful. Every opera performance I've done after that, I've done Una voce poco fa. I'm going to do Quando men vo now for Miss. It's like has to be.
Oh, I did Quando. That was my first song that I ever performed for Miss.
Really?
Yes, I did do Quando.
So it's a good luck song. It's Jade Glab approved.
So you were an opera singer too?
Yes, opera is my talent. I was originally going to go to University of Miami Frost School of Music for opera, but I decided on musical theater because I wanted to switch it up on everybody. And
so you're still in Miami?
Yes.
Oh, congratulations on getting in. That's a great achievement.
Thank you so much. And you are very talented, and I love the singing. And so, I mean, that's amazing. So what award did you say you won at Miss America? Just so I can make sure everyone's heard it.
A non-finalist talent award. There were 4 women selected, including myself. So it was me, Miss Louisiana, Megan Cruz, Miss Hawaii, Nikki, I can't pronounce her middle name, Kelowani Holbrook, I think. I'm sorry, Nikki, if you see this, and I just butchered your middle name. And then Miss California, who plays the violin, Eileen Kim.
Well, my next question for you is, how did you feel when you were crowned Miss New Jersey? What was that moment like, and how did you feel knowing that you had the chance to represent your state?
My legs felt like butter. I felt like I was going to fall over when they called my name. I mean, the thing is, I had never expected to get that far. As a teen that really lost nearly every pageant she entered, and as someone who constantly struggled to win locals, even at the Miss level, it took me 5 times until I won my first local, and then I lost the first local before my local that took me to Miss America. I just never expected to be there. But going to Miss New Jersey, I was my authentic self. I went into interview and I said, I'm going to be Jade, unapologetically Jade. This is who I am, and I'm not going to compromise that. I did have a plan. I would say that the future either financial services person or management consultant in me really made me have a strategy to promote the organization and my social impact initiative. I had a 30-60-90 plan for exactly what I wanted to get accomplished throughout my reign. And that's exactly what I communicated to the judges and I implemented throughout my first 30-60-90 days and throughout my preparation for Miss America. So honestly, it felt like a dream. I had no idea it was coming, but then it started to sink in.
Well, you deserve it. And I love how honest you are. You're like, I couldn't feel my legs. Like, I couldn't believe it. But it's so nice. And I said it before, I'll say it again. After your experience with teen, with facing those losses, I faced some of my own fair share as well. and then miss on your second try, triumphing like that, that's just a testament to how many lessons you learn while competing. Even if you don't win, you still take away what shapes you into the person you are now.
Absolutely. I so agree.
So my next question for you is, tell me what competing at Miss America was like. I mean, that's a opportunity that not many people get. I just want to know all about it. What was it like being on that stage?
Being from New Jersey, I originally thought that I was going to be competing in Atlantic City. And then they announced that there was going to be a move to Mohegan Sun, because normally New Jersey's the hometown girl, and everyone, you're going down the boardwalk for the Show Us Your Shoes parade, and they're like, New Jersey, New Jersey! And Miss New Jersey has so much press to do
I
that.
just remembered that. That's
Miss
right.
America. I've heard that from all of my former Miss New Jersey sisters. But then when they announced that the pageant was going, or competition, sorry, was going to be was going to be in Connecticut, I was really excited to try something new. I've always loved the Northeast. I loved visiting Boston. I actually almost went to Boston University, but I decided on Georgetown because I really liked their social mission embedded into the curriculum. But I love the Northeast, love Boston, I love New York, so I figured Uncasville's right in the middle. It was so wonderful, and it was such a treat to be able to spend that week with all of my state sisters. One thing that a lot of people have a huge misconception about is that we're actually nice to each other during pageant week, unlike a lot of people think. People think that we're really nasty to each other, but truly we are each other's biggest support system. The rehearsals are so long. To be completely fair, I had a pillow, and so did Miss New York, and we took naps in the corner like every day.
I'm interviewing her right after, so I'm going to tell her you said that.
Yes, it was so wonderful, and we'd be in the dressing room, we'll zip each other's dresses up, and we'll just support each other emotionally, physically. It's just such a great experience being with your sisters and being able to get to know these girls, because these 50 ladies are some of the most empowering, smart, fantastic women, goal-oriented, and I am a firm believer that you are the epitome of the 5 people that you spend the most time with, the 5 people that you communicate the most with. And I will wholeheartedly say that I have a few Miss America sisters in this 5. So
you are
influence on me.
Can you repeat that quote one more time? Because I want to remember that and restate it and write it down and everything.
Yes. And this is something that my dad told me, so it's not something that's just unique to pageant girls whatsoever. You are the epitome of the 5 people that you spend the most time communicating and spending time with. So I would say that I probably at least 2 of my Miss America sisters, 40% of my hand is filled up with really badass women.
Yes, that's very true. And I mean, having your sisters to lean on in such a challenging aspect in a national competition, that must be very comforting. It's my mission to interview every single girl from your class. But from the chunk I have.
Have you interviewed anyone from my class yet?
Oh yeah, I've interviewed Miss Maine, Miss Minnesota.
I love Maine. Maine is one of the fingers. She is honestly such a sweetheart.
Carolyn is the best, and her memes are great. I also have Caroline Grace Williams. I have Miss Oklahoma. I just interviewed Miss Iowa. Emily Tinsman, Miss Iowa. I've gotten a lot of girls from your class, and they're all very gracious. And the one common theme is that they all say, having my friends there to support me in a year that was very, different in terms of, separating itself from the traditional Miss America that everyone knew, was so important to keeping sane. I just interviewed Miss South Dakota right before you, and she said, having them to lean on was the most important and impactful part of the week for me, for sure.
That's so great. I went to Disney World with Miss Ohio. I roomed with Miss South Dakota for orientation. So super cool. I went to Kate Spade with Miss Iowa. We went and got handbags.
Miss Iowa's such a sweetheart. They all are, and so are you. You all are so nice. I was actually nervous when starting the show because I'm, a local title holder reaching out, and everyone was just so on board and so gracious, and so were you. And so thank you. That meant a lot to me. It just shows what kind of girls are representing the Miss America organization, and all of you are very kind, so I thank you so much. And my last question for you is, my show's title is The Silver Lining, and it's all about finding the good in every situation. I can see you're very positive and very bubbly. So I want to know, what do you think the silver lining is through your involvement in pageants. In short, what was the best part of this all to you?
Yeah, I think that there are two best parts for me. One more on an individual side where I've been able to develop myself and really grow within the system, and not just grow within the system, but grow within myself, get to know who I really am, develop my story, understand that, because I feel like that's just something that's so overlooked nowadays. People don't take the time to really understand who they are, who they're meant to be, and what their purpose is. Miss America, with the whole concept of the social impact initiative and the concept of being a role model, you have to know through and through who you are. And that's something that I've been forced to do through this program. And I don't know whether I would have had that same experience had I just been in a traditional school setting, whether it be high school or college, because that's all I've gotten to. I'm a rising junior this year. And the second part, I would say, is the friendships, the more social aspect of it. I did not have, like I mentioned, the business school is 70% men, 30% women. So finding girlfriends is very tough in my major. And so having this group of women across the country, having this network is just it's so invaluable. Like you realize that you have friends all the time. You have people to communicate with, you have people to share your secrets with, all the things that you're going through. And these 50 women, they truly understand what you're going through, because the job of a state title holder is not easy. You have a public image to portray. And at the same time, there's so much pressure on you to do everything right because you are the representative. But just knowing that there's a support system out there is fantastic.
I love that. And I think you are doing an excellent job of representing your state. I am so honored that I got to speak with you. You are a great role model. And again, I appreciate your kindness and enthusiasm. And I just can't wait to see what you do with this next year. And I just, again, I'm so thankful you came on today. So thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
So guys, make sure you follow Jade on all social media. I'll put it down below. And Jade, you're awesome. Thank you again.
Thank you very much.
Bye.